Hey y'all, let's work on some kirigami today. Kirigami sounds a lot like origami, doesn't it? Well, origami is Japanese for folded paper. Kirigami means popped out paper. We're gonna make a flat star today, a 5-pointed star, and then with special folding techniques, we are going to make that star pop out and become 3D. Once that's done, we will add some Zentangle decorations to our star and glue it to a background that will have descriptions about ourselves. We're gonna write, I am a star because, and then write a huge, giant list of compliments to yourself about why you are a star. Speaking of stars, let's get started. You will need your square white piece of paper, and you will need to fold the bottom of the paper up to the top. Match up the corners and the edges very carefully, and when they're all set, hold down the paper with one hand and crease the fold. Press it down with the other. Next, we'll need a pencil. We are going to find the side of our paper. There's the side. And we're going to find the middle of the side, right there. Once we found it with our finger, we're going to use the pencil to mark it with a dot. Now comes our second fold. We're going to grab this bottom right corner and carry it over to the dot so that the corner points right at the dot. When you're folding paper, you might want to exercise it just a little bit before you bring it over so that your paper doesn't crinkle. When the corner is touching the dot, hold down the paper with one hand and crease it with the other. You're doing awesome. It's time for another fold. See this line right here? We are going to fold the paper up right on that line. Remember to exercise the paper a little bit before you crease it, and double check that the corner down there is folded all the way to the point. When it's ready to go, hold it down and crease it. Wonderful. You should have something that looks like this. We are ready for our last fold, ladies and gentlemen. This time, we are going to fold along this line here in the middle. Take the right side of your paper, exercise it over that line to get it ready to go, and then match up those sides. Hold it down and crease. Phew, okay, the folding is done. Great job. Now it's time to grab your pencil once again and make a dot right on that corner. Sweet. Next, we're going to find the middle of the side on the right. Once you found the middle, you're actually going to bump your finger down just a little bit. So find the middle side and then bump it down. Once you found it, mark it with a dot. Our next job with the pencil is to connect these two dots with a straight line. You might want to do a couple of practice lines first, really light, and once you've got it, then you can press harder so that you can see the line. This line right here is where we're going to cut. So get a pair of scissors going. Feed the paper into the mouth of the scissors and chomp along the line. It might be a little bit tough because at this point it's a pretty big stack of papers that we're cutting, but you can do it. Once you've got it cut, go ahead and recycle the scraps. You don't really need those. What you're left with is your 5-pointed star. So carefully unfold your star. It's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, awesome! It looks fantastic. Next, our job is to decorate this star with something I call Zentangles. I'll tell you more about that later. But to get your star ready, you are going to have to kind of flatten it. Don't worry, we'll pop it out for the Kirigami effect after it's decorated. All right, to make your Zentangle decorations, you will need a black Sharpie marker. And first, we're going to draw outlines of the folds all around the star with the black. This is going to make awesome sections for us to color. I always like to draw my straight lines going downward. I just think it's easier. So I rotate the star, I start my marker in the middle of the star, and then slowly, carefully draw down to the point. Remember to get the long lines and the short lines. Don't skip any. Once you're all done tracing the folds, you should have really cool triangular sections to decorate. And like I said before, we're going to be using Zentangle patterns to decorate this star. Zentangles are patterns made with black shapes or lines. Everyone is gonna get an idea sheet to look at while they're decorating their star. You can pick your favorite pattern and try to copy it, or you can just use this idea sheet for ideas and make up your own pattern. A pattern is any design, a line, a shape, a color that is repeated over and over. So my first Zentangle pattern here is repeating dots of different sizes. One section is done, let's do another one with a whole different idea. I'm going to use wavy lines this time over and over again to create a new Zentangle pattern. It's important to use something I call variety in your decorations. Variety means all the shapes in the star look different. They're not all the same. Use a little variety today while decorating your star. I love doing Zentangles because they make me feel zen. They make me feel relaxed and balanced while I'm drawing them because they're simple designs and lines repeated over and over, and my mind starts to relax. So I really love Zentangles, and obviously my kitty does too. I don't know if you saw her, but she was sitting with me the whole time I was decorating this star. After every single shape within your star is decorated with a Zentangle pattern, it's time to work on the background of your star Kirigami. So you can put away your Sharpie for now and pick a color for the background. Hey kitty! I chose a bright green. When you have your paper, take your star flattened out and place it in the middle. Make sure none of the points of the star are sticking off of the paper. And then grab your pencil again and lightly trace the star. Hold down the star with one hand. Hug the side of the paper while you gently draw the lines. When you're all done tracing the star, what's left behind should be a star. And the reason we did that is so that we can fill up the background with our list of compliments about ourselves. Why are we stars? At the top of your paper, pick your favorite color and write this down. I am a star. I wrote star big. You can too. Because ... I am a star because why? Now it's time to write down the last part of this sentence many different times, saying a different thing each time. I am a star because I work hard. Period. It's the end of a sentence, so it needs a period. I am a star because I work hard. Okay, I'm gonna switch colors and write something new. I am a star because I am creative. Period. The end of all your sentences need a punctuation mark. I actually added an exclamation point at the end of that one, because that one I'm excited about. I'm going to keep switching colors and writing down the end of that I am a star because sentence. When I run into the star shape I drew in the middle, I need to make sure I jump over it. So in blue I wrote, I learn from my mistakes. And in between the words from and my, I had to jump over the star. Make sure that you don't get any of the words in the star shape because our paper Kirigami star is going to cover it up. Okay, I have the entire background filled up with many different reasons why I think I'm a star. I'm excited to see what you write down. Sorry, my cat's blocking the whole thing. This is what it should look like. Now it's time to make the star 3D and glue it in the middle. To make the star pop out like a true Kirigami artwork, we're gonna have to do some folding. On the long lines of the star, we're going to bend the paper down. So here's a long side of the star. I'm gonna bend the paper down. Now I'm gonna rotate my star to the next line, or turn my star, and this line is short. The paper on each side of the line needs to fold upwards. Rotating the star, this is a long line. The paper folds downward, and so on, going around the whole star, popping the short lines inward, and popping the long lines like outward. Make sure to do every single long and short line. When it's all done, ooh, it pops out. A flat piece of paper just became three-dimensional. We just did some magic, y'all. Next, we need to attach the star to the middle of our paper. We're gonna take our glue sticks and we are going to add some glue on the very tips of all 5 points. Make sure to get plenty of glue on each corner. And once you're done with that, flip the star over. Match it up with your tracing as best you can. It's a little smaller now. And then press down just the very tips of each point. Make sure to press down all 5 points and give the glue some grab time. The glue needs a little bit of time to grab onto the paper, so give it some time. Oh, that one popped up again. I think I need actually a little bit more glue and more grab time, and then it'll be fine. Excellent. My star is secured to the background. I have a long list of awesome compliments about myself. Makes me feel really good. Kirigami is working. The star is 3D. I'm loving it. The one thing I do not like is the pencil line going around my star. So I'm gonna take a minute and I'm gonna erase that carefully without knocking my star off the background. There's one last detail that we're going to add to our star portraits. We are going to pick a color of chalk that will look great against the background. I have a bright green background and I think this blue color would look great on top of it. When you've picked your pastel color, lay it on its side like it's taking a nap and gently rub the chalk around the perimeter or the edge of your star. You don't have to press very hard at all, just a gentle rubbing works great. Remember, your chalk pastel should be on its side, taking a nap. When that's all done, it's time to blend. That's what I love about chalk. So take your finger and massage the paper around the star. Check out the direction that I'm rubbing. I'm rubbing outward from each edge of the star. This gives it a really cool glowing effect. Great job, kiddos! You just made a wonderful self-portrait masterpiece. You are a star, baby. You go. You go. I hope you had a great time making your Kirigami stars. I literally can't wait to see them.